Welcome to Lake Arts and Entertainment Showcase, covering the arts throughout all of Lake County. Magnificent arts, music, drama, the theater, and all of the visual arts.
Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Lori Farfaglia, host of the Arts and Entertainment Showcase here on Lakefront TV. I am in studio today, and I'm very pleased to welcome my guest, Tommy Treadway, local musician. Hi, Tommy.
Hey, Lori, how are you?
Good. Tell me.
Nice shoes.
Thank you, thank you.
Lori got new shoes just for this gig, so we're very excited about this.
Love that he threw that in there.
Yeah. You know.
Tell me, Tommy, okay, back to you.
Yes, Lori.
Tell me a little bit about how you got started in music.
I've been doing this, the first time I sang in public, I was 7 years old, sang in church. I was so small that they had to put me up on a couple of Coca-Cola crates so the audience, the congregation could see me, and I was saying how great thou art. Messed it all up, but didn't matter, and and here I am today. So my career has just blossomed from that. It's great.
Now, the first time you ever picked up a guitar, did you need to take lessons? Did you just feel it?
Well, my parents were great. I mean, I'd always been goofing around on piano. I was 13 or 14 years old, and my parents got me a guitar for Christmas, and went up in my room and with a book, Mel Bay beginning guitar book or whatever it was, and I went through the whole book and came back down for dinner. So it's pretty easy, not easy, but it was a great way to learn because it had actual pictures of the guy's hand rather than just the tablature and notation and the chord with the dots on it. It had actual pictures of it. So it's kind of cool. It's easy, a lot easier to learn that way because it's almost like somebody showing you. And of course, you want to learn. If you want to learn, it's a lot easier.
You say that's easy, but that's an absolute gift.
No, it's
a gift.
Well,
not
you're
everybody
very kind.
can pick up a guitar and play like that.
Well, you're kind. I mean, I'd already been playing, clarinet and bass clarinet and flute and a little bit of sax in the bands in high school and elementary schools, and so just it was a natural. And I realized after about 5 years of playing clarinet that girls liked guitar players more than clarinet players.
You could get more dates.
Yeah, so it seemed like a logical progression to go from clarinet to guitar for the chicks.
Did you have your own band when you were
mostly doing singles, but I've been in various groupings from me to 6 or 7. In fact, I've got some guys that I do corporate work with occasionally. Great musicians that in the area here, and we do private stuff. Groupings from single to me and a drummer to 8 pieces. So it's kind of cool. I make a living doing this, and it's a great way to make a living. It's different every night.
How could you not love it?
I know.
You're doing something you love and getting paid for it.
You're exactly right. And it's the greatest job in the world. And if you don't think everybody wants to do this, look at American Idol. They've got stadiums full of people trying to do this. Stadiums full of them in every city, and they're trying to do this. And I'm just really, really lucky. And life is good.
Well, let's hear one of your songs.
All right. She wears red high heels, she drives a big old car, she's got long pink nails and a beauty mark. She wears spandex pants just for fun, and she calls everybody she knows a hun. She likes to dance all night to country tunes. She likes to watch her stories in the afternoon. She calls her high school friends to reminisce. But the thing that makes her what she is she's a big-haired woman. She's a big-haired woman. She's a real go-getter. Now she's an aquanetter. She's got bleach blonde hair, high and mean like a monument to the Dairy Queen. Man, you can see her coming. She's a big-haired woman. Now, Lori, there is a background singing part. You can jump in if you like. I'll help you out. Wop-de-wop. I'll cue you, don't worry. Now, don't get me wrong, man. I'm telling you, this woman's hot. She's got her own account down there at the beauty shop. And hubby number 3 is taking care when lovey-dovey doesn't touch her hair. She's got a heart of gold out on her sleeve, and she'll tell you so if you don't believe it, man. But the thing that makes her different is that Mount McKinley that's sitting on her head, brother. She's a big-haired woman. Wop. She's a big-haired. she's a real go-getter. Now she's an aqua netter. She's got bleach blonde hair. I mean, like some old monument to the Dairy Queen. And brother, you can see her coming. Wow. She's a big hair. Now you can't see her coming. She's a big hair.
All right, Tommy, I have to ask you about your inspiration for that song. That was a great song.
Well, you know, most of the time you just write stuff that, just write stories. When you're writing songs, you're just writing a story. You have three minutes to paint a picture and tell a story. And this is, there was a lady I used to live next door to 100 years ago that had big hair. And it was kind of based on her, but not really, kind of, but not really.
I'm guessing it was the 80s.
Probably, yeah, somewhere in that area, 80s or 90s or somewhere. But she's, you know, she was real nice, and I do that song all the time. Usually get a lot of audience interaction with it, and you know, we have a lot of fun. So.
Do you write all your own music?
Not all of them. Most of the stuff I do in clubs are covers, but I've got several CDs that they can get on my website.
Go ahead, pitch your website.
TommyTreadway.com, and it's, you know, all those are, the CDs are all original. Almost all original, that we don't have to pay a royalty.
But when you're out performing,
Mostly
you'll take
covers.
requests and
Yeah.
you can do,
Right.
and you do all that by ear. You don't read music.
I can
still
read
impressed with
music.
that.
I
You
can read
can.
music, but
But you don't have to.
I don't have to.
That's amazing.
It's.
I'm still hung up on that.
Well,
That-
thank you
that's-
very much.
That's
See,
a pretty impressive
you're real
trait.
kind. You're real kind. I'm liking your shoes, and you have matching earrings and a necklace and everything. She's coordinated. She's, you know, you kind of see this. It's really. She's a big star. She goes in Publix, and people
Stop.
recognize her.
Stop. Okay, play another song before you
Sure,
get carried
sure,
away.
that's it.
Play another song.
Quick, do something else.
Do something else.
It was so cold on Valentine's Day, and I was all alone, 1,000 miles away. Well, I recall every line of your face, and I wonder if you remember me. Paper hearts that were never sent, long love letters, every word I meant. It barely started and then it had to end. And I wonder if you remember me. You were the dream of every man, and I was just a one-night stand. I made you laugh and you held my hand, and I wonder if you remember me. You wore a bright red dress and a clear, clean smile. You stood out from the rest. By a million miles, you led me down the hall with your hand in mine. You said, don't fall in love, I'm just not that kind. Well, I think of you every Valentine's Day, of those clear green eyes when the sky is gray. I want to call, but I don't know what I'd say. I don't know if you'd remember me. I wonder if you remember me.
Okay, tell me, Tommy, what's it like playing around here for a live audience?
No, it's great. I mean, I do, Lori, I'm real lucky. I do between 250 and 260 or 70 gigs a year.
That's a lot of shows.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. You know, my entire goal, you know, I'm too old for record deals now, stuff like this, but my entire goal now is just to stay working. And actually, the final goal is to retire and to not have to work anymore.
But you would still do this because you love this.
Well, you know, it's great. I mean, it's a great job, and it's a great life, and I have a real supportive wife, and Janine, my lovely wife, and she's so supportive, and it's a great life, and it's what's like to play around. It's great playing around here. You know, I do mostly around Central Florida, but I'll go anywhere. The farthest I've been for a gig is China.
Wow.
And did 6 months in Japan,
And you have made your way around Central Florida because you've been voted best of the best in Central Florida. Several years.
Well, thank you.
Several years.
But you know, it's like we talked about before. It took a long time for me to keep going online and voting for myself over and over and over and over and over. So, but there's only one person running, so it was me. No, it was, you know, I was real lucky. OrlandoWeekly.com. They have a poll every year, and they have like 100 different categories, and best acoustic act or folk act. I'm real lucky. Several times I've been voted for this.
All right, I want to hear another song.
Another one? Okay, we can do that.
There are times that I remember when I felt so down and out. You have touched my shoulder, chase away the clouds. Well, if I have said it lately, well then let there be no doubt that I'll love you until I die. There's a bond that's formed between us as the years go rolling by. There's a lifetime of memory in the lines around our eyes. There's a silent promise given that cannot be denied. It says I'll love you until I die. I have known nearly all my life, and I have seen you low, and I have seen you high. And some memories that cut just like a knife. Still I'll love you until I die. There's a bond that's formed between us as the years go rolling by. There's a lifetime of memories, those lines around our eyes. There's a silent promise given that cannot be denied. It says I'll love you until I die. And you can tell me what I'm thinking, and I can do the same for you. And we can have a conversation, and our lips won't even move. And there's a silent promise given that cannot be denied. It says I'll love you until I die. It says I'll love you until I die.
Okay, Tommy, tell me about that song. That was a beautiful song.
Thank you very much. I wrote that song for my brother a long time ago, and it's a real nice song, and I like that song. It's been rewritten. Say that 10 times fast. Rewritten, various did various things on it, but it's for my brother John, a good guy, and you know, he's good. I know you thought I wrote it for my wife.
I did.
Which it could be interchangeable right there. And Valentine's Day, the one before that. I wish I had some great story to tell you that, but it's just a good story song.
Just came from the heart.
Yeah.
Is that how you get a lot of your songs?
Yeah.
It just kind of comes to
Well,
you. Do you wake up in the middle of the night and get looking for a piece of paper to scratch something down on, or they just come to you?
Both. But you know, it's like we were talking earlier. You got 3 minutes or so to tell an entire story and paint a picture. So you got to use the words wisely and try to, you know, throw out what doesn't work. And you know, I've written pigs and I've written some decent stuff, and you know, save everything and pull something out of bad file and try to put it in the good file, and got a whole drawer full of stuff. Whole drawer full of good stuff and a whole drawer full of bad stuff. I think it's good stuff. I don't know.
I'm sure it's all good.
Well, yeah.
Now, has this been an easy career for you, an easy career choice? Did your parents say, you want to go to school and become an attorney or a doctor or lawyer or Indian chief?
I've got a 4-year business degree. Of course, not many parents really want their children to grow up to be musicians. You know, that's kind of down there with circus people.
Just because it's a hard, tough way to make a living.
Well, my father's real smart, and he said just go to school 2 years, and if you want to quit after 2 years, of course I'm saying, I want to play guitar, Dad, I want to play. And he said just go 2 years, and if you want to quit after 2 years, you can. But he was very smart, and he realized if I got halfway through it, I'm going to finish this.
Yeah.
And
now you can manage yourself. You can
have a business degree. And in fact, at the time when I was going to school, it's a music business degree. It's a business degree with concentration in music business in Nashville at Belmont University. And at the time, there were only 3 schools in the country that were offering this type of thing. Because it's good. I mean, it's a business degree with stuff that I really use all the time. And studio design and album cover design and contract law and stuff.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, marketing, music. Yeah, it's great.
And would you recommend that for somebody who was...
Get a degree.
Get a degree.
Are you kidding? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Yes.
Would you recommend, what would you tell somebody who came to you and said, look, I want to play guitar for the rest of my life?
Do it. But have something else. I mean, it's...
Have a backup.
Yeah, it's not easy to make a living doing this. But, I treat it like it's a business. I mean, you find the work, you do the work, you show up on time, you do what you're supposed to do, and just do it right. Don't show up an hour late for a gig, and anyway, but do the right thing.
Speaking of that, tell me where the people around Lake County could see you.
Well, Lori, I'm glad you asked. You can go to my website, tommytreadway.com, and it's got my schedule on it, and it's all over the place. I mean, in Leesburg, the schedule's on there. So it's like I said earlier, I do about 250 or more gigs a year, and our paths will cross somewhere down the line. Or you can book me privately to play for you somewhere if you want.
You do that as well, like
sure,
corporate events or just anything, weddings,
Yeah.
anniversaries?
More corporate events than weddings.
Events, okay.
Yeah, but it's more weddings. No, less weddings, more corporate.
More corporate. I know I've seen your name on a sign somewhere in Lake County, so I know you've been out there performing. So you are around here. I know you said earlier that you're in Orange Lake right now performing, but
I'm there. They're very good to me out there. I play out there a lot. I play in the villages. I play farmers market here in Leesburg.
Do you have groupies that follow you around?
Treadheads. Yeah. We have.
I knew I read that on your website.
We have folks that are regulars with us, and they're great. And I've got a lot of real supportive people, and I'm just incredibly lucky. Incredibly fortunate. I mean, it's just stay working. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Stay working.
Stay working.
All right.
That's all I want to do.
Play us
another song.
Another song.
There's a boy, and he needs a girl, and a smile comes on his face, and he knows in this whole wide world he has finally found his place. There's that girl who meets that boy with a hole worn in his jeans, and she feels something in her heart, and she knows what true love means. It's a give and take, and it's the arms that ache, and it's a voice from up above, and it's the eyes that shine, and hearts beating in time. These are the laws of love. When he's gone away, he can hardly wait to behold first date. They're also the best friends. How can they ever be apart? They just fit like a hand glove. They can't deny from that very first spark. These are the laws of love, and it's a give and take, and it's the arms that ache, and it's a voice from up above, and it's the eyes that shine, and hearts beating in time. These are the laws of love. God knows they're not perfect, but something so strong just can't be wrong. It's the give and take, and it's the arms that hate, and it's a voice from up above, and it's the eyes that shine and hearts beating in time. These are the laws of love. These are the laws of love. Hair was the color of coffee, and her eyes a cobalt blue. And she was drinking a Rolling Rock. She liked the boss and Emmy Lou. We went walking out in the silence with a bond I can't explain. Climbed up underneath an interstate bridge, get out of the rain. Well, she looked right through and pulled her collar up tight, laughed and said, "This is a fine way to spend a Saturday night." She asked if I'd ever heard, if I can only win your love. The rain came down hard, the streets began to flood. Long live innocence, long live love, long live settling down and moving on. Long live music that's free and true. Long live the boss and Emmy Lou. Well, I never will forget it, but I can't remember her name. I guess it doesn't matter, I never saw her again. Every time I cross that bridge downtown, I wonder if I ask too much. I think about those two hungry hearts that need a little human touch. Long live innocence, long live love, long live settling down. Boss and Emmy Lou.
Thanks, Tommy, for joining me in
Lori,
studio today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me. This
You've
is
been a
great.
fun interview.
Thank you.
Great music, fun interview. Who could ask for more, right?
Well, thank you. I hope you got a shot of her shoes because,
He's not going to stop about the shoes. All right,
No.
give me your website.
TommyTreadway.com.
Okay. And they can go there and find out where you're playing,
That's right.
all your fabulous stuff about you
Also on Facebook.
on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All that stuff. Lori, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
me.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Till next time on Lakefront TV.